Hey everybody, it's TanManhizzle here again with another analytical video talking about Battlefield 1. The last time I did a video like this, it was about Battlefield 4 and deciding if the game was still worth it to get even today. So, we're talking about Battlefield 1, a game that was released late 2016 in October, I believe. And so, 5 years later, is it still worth it to get? Once again, just like the Battlefield 4 video, my answer is going to be yes, it is. It is definitely worth it to get. If you're even thinking about picking it up, I would definitely say go ahead and do it. There are a few things that have to be talked about within the game that I personally don't like, and that does affect the playability of the game itself. And then there's other things that I want to talk about that explain why it's so good and why it should still be picked up today. First of all, I think we should definitely start with the negative to end on a positive note. Without further ado, here are the reasons that you should get it despite some negative reasons. First of all, in that game, each class has its own leveling system. When you advance through those levels for each class, you start to unlock some more weapons. However, as you rank up your general level, you also get war bonds. So this is basically in-game currency that you use to spend on guns and melee weapons. I believe you can get extra melee weapons, but guns, okay? So not only do you have to unlock the gun through leveling, you also have to purchase it with the in-game currency. I'm not a big fan of that. I obviously don't like having to unlock something and then having to unlock enough currency to buy it. Luckily in that game, they do give you plenty of currency. I mean, I'm not really good at video games, as you can see by my other videos on my channel or my stream. I'm not the best at video games, but they do give you enough money. Leveling specific classes is pretty difficult. Generally leveling up, though, your general level, like your account level in Battlefield 1 is not that hard to level up. So you do get a lot of money. So I've never personally run into a money issue, but I've also only gotten a handful of guns throughout the career of Battlefield 1. Not a handful of guns per classes. Like, I think my support class I have like 2 weapons, but my scout class I have like 6. It just kind of varies here and there, but just the fact that you have to both unlock a weapon through leveling and then buy it once you unlock that level, it's kind of annoying. Thankfully, I think that's the only game that they've done that with. I think they kind of realized that that was a stupid idea. Luckily, they turned off that kind of stuff for Battlefront 2, right? So there's that. Another issue I had was finding servers. Now, that's something you never want to hear when it comes to playing video games. You always want active servers. You always want the ability to find good servers. And unfortunately, for me, whenever I load up the game, there's usually only 2 to 3 servers that they show. Even with no filters on, I could have 0 filters. It's just all default settings. Even if you turn on like full servers won't always be there, which is really annoying. And one of the servers, as a matter of fact, is only DLC maps, which I don't have any of the DLC for Battlefield 1. And I don't plan on getting any of them, so that was kind of crappy to know that, like, hey, I can play on this, but as soon as I switch maps, like, I'm kicked off anyway. You know, it's kind of useless playing them. But fortunately, there's still like 2 DICE official servers that are up still, so that is really good. I typically play on those when I do play. I believe all of the gameplay here is on official maps, or sorry, the official server. That kind of sucks because there are a lot less server options than Battlefield 4. And I don't know how Battlefield 5 is going. I have not even played Battlefield 5, so I don't know what the server thing is like there. But Battlefield 1 right now, it's very hard to find servers, at least in the Western United States. I don't know about anywhere else, but in the Western United States, it's very hard to find servers. But you will still get into a server, even if you have to stand in a queue. Usually people always leave intermittently and throughout the match. You'll always see people leave, and then one person will join. People even sometimes end up at the end of the game with like 0 kills and 0 death and like 50 score or something. That means they probably just got in. They'll probably stick around for a while, but then, you know, some guy who just got MVP is probably gonna leave. He's like, I got my MVP, which is something I never experienced. But what I'm saying is, people leave all the time throughout matches, and usually at the end of a match, people will leave as well. So you're not gonna be waiting that long, even if you do see only 1 server open or 2 servers not open but available. maybe they're both locked out, but if you join one, you're going to join very, very fast. If you have a party, I'm not entirely sure, but if you do it solo, I always got in extremely fast on the official servers. That's pretty much all I have in terms of the negativity, is the servers and the unlocking guns plus having to buy the guns. That's the two main things. For the positive notes, people are still a blast to play with. The community is still a little weird. It is a first-person shooter. It is a Battlefield game, so you are going to run into some toxic people. But overall, it is a very fun game to play. There is still a very large community. There is still a very large presence to be had. So if you're looking for some social interaction, if you're looking for some people to squad up with, you're going to find people on Battlefield 1. There are going to be a lot of people playing. Like I previously kind of talked about, both servers were completely full. You know, 63 out of 64 people, 62 out of 64 people. And again, I did have to wait in the queue a few times. So 64 out of 64, and then I had to wait to be put into matches. So there are people, and they are going to be playing it like a Battlefield game. I did see one hacker. This obviously is not counting all of my time played, but I did start recently playing it again within the past 3 months. As of recording this, it's May 12th, 2021 as I'm recording this right now. So I would say within the past 5 to 6 months is when I started playing again. So I did see one hacker. The thing is though, I believe he got kicked almost right away. He was basically using the little small colibri pistol. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but just a little small pistol that you can just fire with, like, you know, you just have it in like your finger and your thumb basically, and you just fire it. It's an extremely small pistol. He was also invisible. I believe he got kicked right away because I only got killed by him once, and I never saw his name in the kill feed ever. Only one hacker, and I played, I think, 50 hours within the past 3 months or so. All that time played, and I have not seen a hacker except that one guy. Honestly, it is a really fun game. This is going to be much shorter than my Battlefield 4 video. I did take notes this time. I did get some recommendations to actually do a voice recording instead of live commentary. I did find myself running out of things to talk about in my last video like this, but honestly, it is still a really fun game. I don't believe that it's at full price anywhere right now. I'm pretty sure, since it is an old game, almost 5 years, that it is all going to be discounted in various places, and I'm sure they have sales for it all the time. Even the Steam sales, now that all the Origin games are on Steam, I'm sure that you can get it on Steam during a sale here and there. The longer you wait though, the more that this can change. So the longer you wait, the more likely there is to not be people. The longer it is that you wait, it is a possibility that you're going to be playing a multiplayer game by yourself. As for the campaign is pretty cool. It is a nice experience having like a World War I campaign. It has been a long time since I've played it, since about 2016. I've only played it one time. Unlike your Modern Warfares, unlike your Halos, I've only played it one time. It obviously doesn't stand up to that level of single player in my opinion, but I will tell you, it is pretty fun. It is unique. The game overall is worth it. If you're looking specifically for a multiplayer, get it. I highly recommend you get it. It's fun. It's awesome. The weapons are really cool, unique, prototype weapons from the era, real weapons from the era, and it's just really cool. If you like history, you get to see a lot of these fictionalized battlefields, weapons that you never will ever be able to get your hands on in real life, because there's only like 2 left in the world, and they're both in museums and stuff like that. If you like alternate history or historical fiction, get it. It's awesome, fighting and that kind of stuff. But anyway, I appreciate everybody watching. Those are kind of my thoughts about Battlefield 1. You should still get it even 5 years later. It is worth it. It is an awesome game, and I'll see you on the battlefield. Thanks for watching. Peace.